You seem to have forgotten that I am a woman.
Okay then, well let's step it up a notch then. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, hoes. This is Ani Moush, your host. Welcome back to Haus Haux, the podcast where we talk about all kinds of dreams.
The dreams, the reality.
The dreams and reality. And my dream was to have Senor Castillo back on the podcast.
Round two.
Round two.
Or three.
Yes. So here he is. Welcome back.
Appreciate
Welcome
it. Appreciate you having me.
back. Yes, dude. I so much enjoy your presence.
Well, that is the nicest compliment I've had ever, I think.
Be here all the time. I wanted to have you back on for a couple reasons.
Okay.
One, I was thinking about. So right now we're on episode 12.
Okay.
You were on the second ever episode.
Mhm.
Well, technically you're on like an unreleased episode and you're on the second episode, but you know,
Yes.
the released one.
Of course.
So you're back again, and so much has changed since then. I feel a lot more confident.
Wonderful.
And I attribute that to guests like you. So
Really?
thank you very much. Yeah, just like being in a space where you're comfortable talking to someone in general,
Yeah.
I think is really important. And I had said when you were here last that I was going to do this project pod class.
Yes.
And we did it.
Yes.
There's one episode left that we have to record and put
Mhm.
out, but the bulk of it is done.
That's just beautiful.
And I was so excited about that
Mhm.
because we were like just at the beginning stages when you were here.
And that's always a really weird time because you're nervous about it. You don't know what it's going to be. You don't know how it's going to turn out, the execution of it all.
Yep.
But like now that you're at the tail end of it, it's like all out there. It's a different feeling. It's almost like a release, you know? You're releasing your children into the world.
And the funny part was like, I mean, I'm definitely crazy for doing this. Like I do not recommend to release two major projects in like the same week.
I mean,
Because I started I released Haus Haux and Pod Classic the first episodes for both of them in the same week, and
Yeah.
that was a lot. But the cool part about it was, and I knew that this was going to happen, which is why I was okay with it happening. I wanted to kind of ride the same journey as somebody who would be starting from scratch the way I was, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to like make sure that if I were just someone who had no idea about how to podcast, if I took Haus Haux and I like followed this method, would I be able to understand?
Mhm.
And I mean, I think so far from the feedback, it's been going well. So
Yeah,
that's good news. We got one episode left, like I said, so we'll see how that goes. But then we'll be doing some more with it.
So is that something that you can like add on, or is it just the one thing?
Yeah, we can definitely add on. I think future goals is we're gonna have some kind of actual class that you can participate in, or like seminar that you can take of some sort.
Patreon.
Yeah, something like that. But we'll like get there. It's like a developing project over time, the same way a podcast is.
Right.
But so far the feedback has been really good. And if anybody like who's listening has either checked it out or tried to use our directions yourself, please let me know what you think. I think there's definitely more that we can do with it. So I want to just keep it going.
Yeah.
But I was excited to, when I went back to kind of like re-listen to your episode, I was like, oh my God, we're almost there. That's wild.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to have. Like
Mm-hmm.
because you have such a feeling in the beginning, and then once it comes to the end, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Because like I'm kind of going through that now because I went through this whole thing for like the past 2-3 years of like writing scripts, right?
Yes, this is a perfect segue. I was going to bring some next. Go ahead.
So like in my head, like I'm having all of these ideas and I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish this, and then but it's like it seems so far away.
Yeah.
But like I think maybe 2 days ago, I actually submitted 3 of my scripts to like this like pitch like competition thing.
Yes.
So like I'm like at the same like so now I'm like I'm at the end of it, but like I still obviously I have like some way to go, as in like I have to pitch to the people, but the fact that it's like there
Oh my God, dude.
It's a weird feeling.
Do you also remember that in that episode that you were here for, you said that you were going to finish that script?
Yeah.
That was your like thing that you're
Yeah.
like, I'm going to do this if
Yeah.
you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's amazing. You did it.
Yeah.
Yay. We set the goals and we did them.
I know. But
Good.
It's just so weird because like,
It's a weird accountability thing.
right? I think that's what it is. Like you hold yourself accountable maybe it's like a sense of like, I don't know, maybe it's like the imposter thing again. Like
Yeah.
in my head, I know I can do it, but then at the same time, it's like not really.
Dude,
but then you do it, and it's like, oh, this is like a real.
This must be something in the fucking water lately because you're like maybe the second or third person to bring up like imposter syndrome to me in like the last few days.
Mhm.
So maybe it's just the time of year where everyone's just like, did I accomplish all the things like I set out to do?
Maybe
like
it's like an end
this
of the year thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I mean, we were kind of just making our goals for like the new year, and you know, like with podcasting, it's like the Wild West, dude. You know, like the cool thing about doing all of this and too much content, I feel, is we get to kind of make the rules and set different pathways for like this cool different medium. But that's so exhausting.
Oh, I mean, of course, when you're like the thing, like there's no gatekeeper to this. It's like you do everything. It works because of you. It doesn't work because of you. It's all on you.
Which is literally which is art.
I mean,
like that, literally anything. You can apply that to literally anything. And I think just the fact that you say it into the mic and it goes out into the ether, you're like, oh wait, now I have to do it.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. I think I actually switched because I used to really believe like once you say it, it's over.
Yeah.
Like no, like it's,
you know that meme? Once I tell my mom like about you and that shitty thing, it's over.
Yeah. But like I felt that for so long that if once you say it, like it's never gonna happen. You have to keep it to yourself until it's done.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm kind of changing. I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go, and that's the kind of the art thing because like when you have art, the point of it is to give it to someone, and then it's no longer yours.
Yeah.
So the more you hold on to it, like it can't be yours. Like you're not making it for you unless you are, and it's just going to be stashed. But like most art, it's for someone else, and then they tell you like what it is, what it's not.
Yeah.
And you got to just let it go, and let whatever it is, let it go. And if it's a goal, you have to let it go, let it out. But I still don't believe in the manifesting. A lot of people are like manifesting. Like when you say it, it's gonna come. I don't really believe that. I think if you just say it and like you're just working on it, then it'll come.
I feel like it's manifesting can also be like rebranded as changing a setting in your brain.
What do you mean?
Because like if you say, okay, I'm going to like with intention manifest that I'm gonna like live in an apartment that I really love next year. Or I'm gonna like be out of debt or like whatever you're gonna do, like reasonably, I guess, that you want to manifest. That's just you saying over and over again, like that's a goal, and I'm gonna put myself in positions to like get to that thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you can just say it into the ether and then not work towards it, like chill on your couch and go on TikTok, like you know what I mean? You have to still like work towards it, but if you in your brain are saying like this is attainable because I'm manifesting it, really you can just take that last part out of the sentence out and just like this is attainable.
Yeah,
you know?
That's where I'm at because like I have a weird imposter syndrome where I don't think I'm good, but I don't think anyone is good enough. So that kind of makes me good enough. So I think that's what makes me think, oh, I can do it. Because literally everyone is terrible. Like,
I think also there's such a fine line, like I've tiptoe on between I don't give a fuck about what anyone says, but obviously like you need to care to a point where if nobody likes your product, like you have to do something
there might
to
be
change
a little
it,
something.
right? But like the people who just don't give a fuck and you're like, no, this is a thought out good product, you aren't ready for it, like that's different. Like
I mean, like that's like J.K. Rowling. That's what was the newest show, the Squid Games. Like,
oh my god.
Like, 10 years ago he made it and he tried pitching it and no one liked it,
right?
And it was like the biggest show ever. So it's like it's not always like sometimes it's them.
Yeah.
But that's why I like to think like they're terrible too. Like they don't know, they got their job because like their dad was a producer. Like they got their job because their mom was like an actress. Like that's why they're there. But like So you have to like be confident in yourself, but like at the same time, that imposter syndrome, it's like they are that.
And also, you just reminded me too, there's so much that you can do to fucking teach yourself to get yourself out of that like imposter syndrome. Like we were talking about YouTube last time, where we learn everything from YouTube. Like
Yeah,
it's literally my new school.
Oh yeah, literally.
Like every morning I have to at least spend 20 or 30 minutes minimum learning something.
Really?
It's my new habit.
That's nice.
I would say this started maybe 6 months ago ish, where I just felt like I was in such a what's the word?
Rut.
Well, definitely rut, but like I wasn't getting like information from like outside a bubble. I was in a bubble. I was in a fucking.
I mean, most people are.
Yeah, but one where I'm like, okay, it's affecting me. And I just need knowledge. Like I have a very hungry brain.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to know everything.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know enough about like anything. You know,
So
like
is there a specific thing? Is it like construction stuff, or is it like literally just like facts?
I mean, I try to apply things to what I'm doing. So, for instance, like if I'm working with resin, that's like a medium I've been trying for the last few months. I'll like watch something about like how to cure it or like how to do different things with it. Or like when you walked in, I had like my candle stuff out to like make candles. And I mean, that is definitely something that I try to do as much research on as possible because it's a lot of science, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to, have the best, but there's a lot of testing involved,
Okay.
So I try to do research on that, get ahead of like podcasting and like that kind of stuff too. But I mean, I think it's important to like, I watch a lot of cartoons, so I need to balance that with like documentaries or something,
Yeah. The entertainment with the knowledge. It's a nice thing.
And it's funny because I think the smarter you are, the funnier cartoons are.
I mean, I used to watch cartoons, but not watch them. I would listen to rap music and watch cartoons, and it would match. It would match up, and it would be the funniest thing to me. I would be dying laughing just with the headphones in, and it would be the most innocent cartoons is the best with the most gangster rap.
Yeah.
They're talking wild.
You know what? Eggs Tyrone on Instagram.
Nah.
He like does like it's kind of like videos of different people dancing, doing different styles of dancing, but it's too like crazy music or like whatever. That's just it's like old people and then it's like Skrillex I've matched up. You know what I mean? Like just I feel like you could have definitely an account like that. It's just cartoons and rap
Dude,
music.
it's the best. Someone made an edit to Kendrick Lamar. One of Kendrick Lamar's. I think it's like what's the song? Something about breakfast cereal or something, and it basically does what I said. Like it just takes it's like 5 minutes of just a cartoon, but with his song, and like that's like the music video. Like Kendrick Lamar actually didn't even make a music video. He just owned that. So
funny.
Yeah, it's the best. I recommend that.
Oh my god, that's have you seen it's Run the Jewels? It's Oh Mama, the video. It's Rick and Morty. Like the whole thing is like a Rick and Morty music video.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so funny. It's awesome.
Yeah, no,
it's awesome. We'll check it out after this podcast. But,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's incredible. So you submitted your script.
Yeah.
Cool.
I submitted. Well, not the script. I submitted the lot because how it goes is like you have to submit like what it's about and like what it is and like who you are. Like I had to sign up to this like this website, so I had to put in 3. And then I sent that in, and then those because right now, like from Thanksgiving to like January 1st, it's like the industry is like break. Like no one does any work. You can't do any like queries or queries is like sending out random. It's like cold call, but like email. So you can't do any of that because no one is working. So right now, that was that, and around like January 15th or 20th, it's like now then I will get like picked if I get picked to do the pitches, and then I'm actually in front of like studios and stuff like that to like pitch these movies. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that I like that a lot because it gives me like a time limit because like now I can really refine the scripts. Like I can really work on them up until like the 20th or whatever it is because like I said before, like the future is like it's for me I've never been good at beating myself. Like Kobe Bryant was like the master of like, I'm going to be this good today, and then tomorrow I'm going to beat that, and then tomorrow I'm going to beat that. I've never been good at that. I can beat you. Like if someone give me anything, and if you did something at it, I wholeheartedly I can do it. I could, like, even if it's a video game on your phone, and you have a high score that you've been playing for 3 years, if you give me for 15 minutes, I'll beat it. Like 100%. But once I beat it, I can't beat that again. That's it. No matter how hard, I'll play it for 10 years.
What
I'll
if
never
somebody
beat it.
else beats that score? Then
I can, and I don't know why. But it's like that limit. So like right now, like doing the script.
That's confidence, dude. I'll tell you that. Like that is, first of all, in it of itself. Like I can do this better than you. But
there's no question.
There's literally, you respect your own time so much that you don't need to beat yourself. That's hilarious.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
But like I kind of did that with the scripts. Like for the scripts, like I had these ideas and I was writing them, but there was no time. There was no time. Like even with school, like whenever I had something, I would do it like the day of, even if I had like a week.
So would you be able, if you refine these scripts, would you be able to resubmit them if you didn't get picked?
No, the thing is, I didn't submit. I only submitted the log lines.
Okay.
It's like what it's about.
Okay.
So it's just what it's about. So because think of it like a elevator pitch. So like that's what the log line is.
Got it.
So
okay.
all these like executives look at all these log lines like, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Okay.
So then I can actually give in the script.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So like now I have like a set time limit of when I might get picked or not. But now I like that because now I can absolutely refine anything in that time limit because I have that
cool.
limit. But like before I had this time before I submitted, I had just it was an endless future of like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna refine it.
Yeah. It's nice to have a due date.
Yeah, I like that. And it's hard because like, when you're a writer, it's like like with podcasting, it's you. You just do the thing and then you edit it and you submit it. But with like a writer, you have to like get the team, you have to go to the studio, like there's people involved, so it's a little harder to like gauge like how long you can stay on one project and how long to like when to like let it go and maybe just let it sit for 5 years, 10 years, like Squid Games, and then like come back like Netflix, guess what, I have the best thing ever. Like, it's weird. But it's new. I'm getting used to it. This is my first time actually pushing something into the nether.
Amazing. That can't be the first time.
No, I mean like of like this writing stuff. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, it's my first time putting it to somewhere.
How'd you feel like when you hit submit?
I don't know.
You're like, oh, all right.
I don't know. And it was actually funny because I actually found out about it the day, like I guess it was supposed to be there for a month, but I didn't know it existed until the day, like at 12 o'clock at night was how'd you find it? Randomly on Twitter.
Stop.
Yeah, because the algorithm, like now I'm like finding all these writers that are like in the business and they're on Twitter, obviously. And so like my algorithm is kind of tweaking towards screenwriting. And then that just came up, what was it, 2 days ago? And it was like, yeah, make sure you submit your stuff for the pitch. It's today at 11:59. I'm like, oh my God. So
that's an omen.
Yeah. So I did it, but so yeah, now it's there and it's done. But it's like I said, it's a weird thing because okay, now if I don't get pitched, like okay, where else do I put it? Like where else do I go? It's you have time. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
It's one thing at a time. But
well, I'm gonna have you like later back again, like after when we know, so they'll give you another due date.
Oh God. That's good.
That's awesome, dude. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah. But it's but what I have to come clean about something. When I was here the last time, I said my first script, and these weren't my first scripts, and because my first script was it was a Star Wars script.
Yeah.
And like I said with the Gatekeepers, Star Wars is like Lucasfilm, it's Disney, it's one thing. And I'm starting to like, I really wanted that to exist and I wanted to make it, but like I'm starting to accept that like that was like my step into this world.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like maybe I'll never make that, but that thing made me make all these other things. Like if I never made that one script, then I wouldn't have had the story.
Yeah.
So like it really pushed me into a direction that I can do this. And then look at this, I'm doing it. And now I just No, dude, I just submitted something. That's just so weird.
That's so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
You know, again, like, it's funny that this topic kind of keeps coming up in a way where I feel like this is a theme in a lot of people's life right now, where you are trying to get in the door somewhere.
Yeah.
But that door, for whatever the case may be, you don't have the password. They won't let you fucking in. Like, you've done all the things to get to the door, but like for some reason they're like, nah. And then you have to just find another way into the building.
Sneak into the back.
And that's, once you figure that way, you're like, wait, that was really easy.
Yeah.
Why was I wasting time trying to like fight with the doorman? You know what I mean?
And I think I'm okay, and I'm very comfortable with that, because I think just like where I grew up, like we never paid to get in anywhere. Me and my friends have snuck into everything that has ever existed.
Dude, you know my cousin that used to get me in for free to the clubs all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, so I'm so used to just not even caring. Like, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. Okay, what is the other, like, where's the side door? What's the back? Because like I said before, like, really this whole industry is just like, your dad is the producer. Like, that's the passcode, is your dad is already in. And he's in it because his dad was in it. So like, not having that, it's like, okay, how can I go around this?
Yeah.
And like, now because I need like a demo reel, because I want to, like, I'm not just writing, I want to be an actor, and I want to like have that on my website, just so like when all this starts, like,
which is up, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw it, you added to it.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah, thanks. But I wanted to make my own. I'm gonna make my own demo reel. So I wrote a bunch of like little short scenes that I'm just gonna pretend was these movies that I was already in, and I'm gonna put it together, and I'm gonna have that, and I'm directing it, writing it, and I'm gonna act in it with like some other people. If you want to be it, I think I have something that you can do. But it's like,
I would love to.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, dude. I got you.
But I definitely need to learn how to edit, because I've been trying to.
I can help you.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm definitely gonna need to do, to edit all that stuff together.
That's something that Too Much Content does, in case you other people are interested in a demo reel. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's something that's like my next thing that I want to do, is like start like I'm gonna get a camera, like a legit camera with mics and all this stuff, so I can actually record all this stuff, so I can do it and have that done. So then now once that's done, I will have a demo tape, I will have all these scripts, and now if any agent or any like producer, anyone looks at me, like, I'm legit. I'm not legit, but I'm legit.
Yeah.
I'm more legit than these freaking other people, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I have that in my mind, and it's like cooking.
It's like, it's the same concept if you boil it down, like, as a resume. You know, do you have all the things on the resume? Like, do they look presentable?
Yeah. No, that's literally what it is.
That's literally all it is.
Especially when you do the queries, like the cold call emails. It's like, you look a lot better saying, hey, look at my website. It has all the things that I directed, all the things that I wrote, instead of like, hey, I'm a guy that I like acting. Can you please rep me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, it's funny too. Like, I get a lot of people that come to me and ask for like branding and like business organization sort of help and stuff. And what it really boils down to is like, well, how do you look for a legitimate business?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you look for? You know, like, do you have a website that's legible that you can buy products off of? Same thing with your Instagram, like all these kinds of things.
Is their Instagram verified?
Yeah.
Is there people on the comments saying, this is a scam, don't do it?
Even if it's like a small account or something like that, you know it's legit if like their bio is super organized and their links are very easy to find and like they have nice, clean, crisp photos and that kind of thing. Like, it's very, that part, like, it's not a mystery.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm guilty of it too. When you're doing your own work, it's hard. But if you have those couple of things, it's like same thing like a resume. Like, people are like, oh, that's legit. Like, you know, I'll buy from her. Looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks clean.
It's usually what you say at a bar, but same thing.
I mean, think about how many times you've been fooled by like an Instagram like food pic. You go to this place that looks really cool.
Oh, it's every time.
Yeah, and it's just the food is shit.
Yeah, it's never good. I don't know. It's so upsetting, to be honest.
I know.
Unless you go for the ambiance, then it's
yeah.
Then that's what it is.
That's amazing. Hold on, I'm gonna just pull something up real quick. Oh, dude, this is funny. Well, it's related, I guess. The last time that you were here too, we were talking about how you literally built like the building where you had your like first audition and all of that.
Yeah, for the modeling, yeah.
Yeah. And what's crazy is
you set it on fire. I was jealous, and it's gone. I'm sorry, but I don't like it.
The moment of hesitation was like, do I want to talk about it? Yes, I do. Like, do I want to expose myself? Yes, it's fine. This is my podcast. This is my truth.
Ani Arson, Haus Haux. I'm the only house on the block.
I was thinking a lot about that this last week or two because on Friday, this last Friday, I was the art director for a comedy special.
Yeah, I wanted to know about that.
Yeah, and I talked a little bit about it on the last podcast, but as of right now when we're recording, it's not out yet, so I don't want to say like too much. But I did say that who it was for, so all of that's fine. But the cool part about that, besides just the fact that I did that,
put that on the resume,
right? Was, I mean, you saw me work to be an interior designer and like that whole journey.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's so crazy that I left that realm, got into like entertainment and podcasting, and it like that brought me back to like the best job ever. You know what I mean? Like podcasting and comedy and all of that was like, it brought me to like this set design that I got to do for like two of my like favorite people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I literally built the set with my physical hands, like myself. Like nobody helped me, dude. There was a whole crew, but they had their own job, okay?
Right.
Like no one helped me. Like I built this set myself, and like the whole time I was thinking like, holy shit, like if I didn't do this, like I wouldn't have got to that. That wouldn't have got to that. I'm literally
I actually remember you talking to me when you were at your job in the office. Like you were doing something on the computer. You're like, you see what I'm doing? I learned this in one class, in like the last class that in my senior year, and they didn't even tell me it was that big a deal. And now this is the only thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
What did I do all of these 4 years for? And then turns out you were doing it for this art director. That's creepy.
It's so weird. I mean, I guess that's good.
Oh, it's so good. I love that.
And it got a lot of good feedback so far, and I don't even care. I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't have any fucking help. I'm happy that I got to do it all. Oh, like my knees are still hurting me,
Definitely
and I don't care.
Knee pads next time. They didn't teach you that in college. It's knee pads. Should be at all times.
I mean, set design wasn't even like every semester in college we had like a different sort of focus. Like one semester was like residential, one was like hospitality. Never was there a set design.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like, oh, you could do that. And that was it. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know? And to me, I think that's even more rewarding because the design process for everything else is just never ending. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. But set design's so fucking cool because sometimes you just build it and then you break it down that day and then it's done. And then other times you have like a studio like this.
Right.
And it's up for however long. You know what I mean? So I think that's cool that you get to have a due date on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's done. And not enough people recognize that in any other type of project like that, it will never be done. Like a hospital project will never be done. Like there'll never be it's done today. Like there'll always be something to add on, you know? But this is a cool, I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know?
But that doesn't bother you that you built all that stuff and then when it was done, they had to just destroy it. 'Cause, like that's how I would feel. I would like
Let me be
I
real
did
with
this
you.
thing, and then it's like, okay, can we keep it? I mean, do you have another thing to shoot? Like
Before they even shot they did 2 shows. Before they even shot the first one, I took it down and put it back up 3 times.
So you're just like, nope, not good enough. Can I need to do this? Got to do this.
Well, the first time, how do I say this without giving shit away? There was like things needed to be lower than what they were. That's all that I'll say. And it was easier for me to take it down and put it back up. And then another thing, they had to whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't a me thing.
Right. Okay.
Bottom line.
Okay, good.
It wasn't a me being too picky. It was a fuck. Sorry, we're gonna take this down and redo it.
Mm-hmm.
And but it came out great. Third time was the fastest and the most fun.
So how did you even get hooked up with that?
So these two comics, we designed their podcast studio over the summer, and just have been working with them. And honestly, are two of the most fantastic people that I've worked with, ever, and definitely in New York.
That's nice.
And it was definitely cool to go to Salem, Massachusetts, with them to like do the special, like you know, because I love Salem, and that has a special place in my heart too.
Why?
It just, we were talking about traditions earlier.
Yeah.
Brittany and I would go all the time, like every year. One of our other mutual friends, I won't dox them, lives there. It's just something that I would do every year when I lived in Boston for the longest time. And I'm at peace when I'm there. It's just like a little happy place.
Did you go back, but did it feel different, like because you were different? Because you always go there with like your Boston friends, like to do whatever this is, but now you're like there as like New York, you know, studio art.
It felt natural, actually. I felt like I was supposed to be doing that then. Like it felt like I don't know how else to describe it besides like it felt like I was supposed to be there at that time.
Really?
Like it felt very right, you know? It was just a very cool experience. And
yeah, because I just say that because like I had a kind of a similar experience, but like just of coming back to New Jersey from Boston, because I had been there
for that's what you mean. Yeah, for sure. It felt different.
I had been there, and then I changed, and then I came back, and everything was the same, but I was different, so it felt way different. I almost felt like just not even in the right. I felt like I was not in the right place. I felt like I was like a square peg, you know, in a circle.
It felt good to be there during that day. Like I went a little bit earlier too, and I just kind of like wanted to decompress and kind of like think of, because they were the first like podcast I ever listened to.
Right.
Also, so it was cool. Like that's the first podcast that I listened to, and like it just so happens that now I get to work on their special. Like that's amazing.
How did you feel like at the nighttime when it was over? Were you like super happy?
Yes.
Yeah, because I did one of the first like shooting. I did like a independent film, like one of the first ones I did, and I was in a pretty like bad place at the time, like emotionally. But I did that thing, and I was just like filled with like so much like joy. I was literally going to like CVS, and like I was like talking to the lady at the register, just like having conversation with her and just talking to anyone.
Yeah.
And I was just so like, I guess like on like endorphins and stuff from like doing this thing that like I wanted to do, and now I had so much fun doing it, and now it's over and I'm just still like riding that high.
Yeah.
So like you had that same with like
it felt good to be recognized for my craft.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main takeaways, you know, because I've had a very roller coaster of a journey with interior design, a roller coaster of a journey just in Boston, in comedy, in doing all of this work and like being a business owner and all of that, and to see it come together, have your client trust you and be happy with the result is like the best scenario, and it all worked out. So like
So do you think you want to do that, like that's like the thing now? Like podcasting is what you do, but also like is like set like now stand up is like over here.
We've always offered that, like to do. We've set up other people's studios and stuff like that. I really enjoy doing that. Like the more people that want to ask me to do that, the better, in my opinion.
Right.
Because I'm trained like to do that. So you know, there's a creative aspect of it. I think is cool. If I got to do that all the time, I think I would be pretty happy.
Do you think that's your calling? Like, do you think that you found your thing?
I think that my calling isn't that specific. I think my calling is that like I can make someone's vision tangible.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
You know, like these same two people ask me to like kind of make props pretty regularly, and it's something just in their head, but I'm just like able to physically build it or make it, and I think that I'm able to.
I can totally see that. Like
I can pull like like kind of the truth or like the actual vision out of what that person's like creative like vision is for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing for podcasting. So people come to us and they want to sort of narrow or grow like what their podcast is. We're able to sort of break it down like, okay, this is what the general theme like is, and this is how we build around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I'm just good at looking at someone's project and pulling out like the major.
I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what kind of title that is for
yeah,
a job,
I don't know either.
Artist, I suppose, you know?
I mean, yeah, you go to an artist like, hey, I have this idea, can you make it? And they draw it. Like
Multimedia artist. Like that's just kind of what I've been calling myself. Because I feel very comfortable in a lot of mediums, you know? I just live in that world. You know, where I have to physically be doing things.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, I feel like I have to take care of my hands more.
Yeah, because they're very important, for
you
sure.
know? It's so weird. I just been using them for typing and clicking.
You need to hire someone to do that now. These are a commodity.
Someone needs to massage my hands every day.
At all times.
Yeah.
It's like what a hand model does. So you're like a doer.
A doer. Yeah. I don't know. I think I just enjoy that I can do this and be on a team like that. And have it be successful and everyone be happy. So that's fucking cool.
Oh yeah, congrats, man. That's super, super dope.
Thank you. I also think I figured out what kind of podcast this is.
What is this podcast?
So at first, I thought it was going to be sort of like, I mean, I'm definitely talking to artists and like creative people, but it's more than that. I think it's more about accountability and like knowledge, you know, and like learning about or just being able to hear someone's like relatable journey, you know. But I'm standing with my accountability as like a general theme, because I think that's how we just kind of push forward, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it definitely helped me when I said
really?
it. When I said it, like I felt like, okay, if I see Ani again, she's gonna ask.
People don't forget.
Exactly. I can't just duck you for like every single.
I know, right? Like, I don't know. There's definitely more people that I want to have back on this podcast too that said they were gonna do certain things. I want to see how it came out. But I guess so. Like with that, I mean, there's so much more I wanted to talk about. I guess we'll do one more thing before we do manifesting. We were talking about traditions and briefly kind of like about Salem, how that was like a tradition of mine when I was living in Boston. Another one that we were talking about before this podcast, just briefly, was how my family used to make gingerbread houses every year.
Yes.
Together. And how this year, if any of my family members are listening, first of all, hey, you know, welcome. But we should be making these gingerbread houses together this year. I don't know why everyone just gave up. So I've decided that Haus Haux is going to have some kind of gingerbread house tradition. I'm going to make a gingerbread house this month.
Yeah. Maybe you could do a tutorial because I don't know. We don't know what we're doing.
Maybe I'll do a little bonus content. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know, or something like that. And I want to just see if you've made a gingerbread house this month. Good for you, first of all. Tag me in it. We're going to have a little, I'm going to collect all of your photos, and my favorite one, I'm going to send you a candle.
That is the nicest thing ever.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. So I hope you hoes will join me in my house making. I don't know. Family traditions, I think, are really important. And like I know some of my family members are getting older, and it's just kind of one of those things. But and it's hard. It's hard. People are getting married and like doing all these things. But I think if you have a tradition, I think it's so important to try to keep it as alive as possible, like in any way that you can.
And it's just an excuse to like get together. It's an excuse to like do
Yeah.
an activity, celebrate something, just even being alive.
Dude, my favorite, I mean, we had Friendsgiving sort of this year. That I love Friendsgiving. My personal favorite, which which didn't happen last year or the year before because COVID and because I'm always the host, is Galentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I always see pictures of you guys at the Galentine's.
I might have to plan something for this upcoming February for that because I do miss Galentine's Day.
Yeah, you guys make it a real thing.
Dude, I
It's an
go
event.
all fucking out for Galentine's. It's crazy. Like the last, I mean, everybody chips in too, but it started with just like, remember Cabot's in Newton? No? Oh my God, it was the best place. Well, I think it's still there, but it's an ice cream place. If you are in the Boston area and you're in Newton, Massachusetts, go to Cabot's Ice Cream and get fucking waffles with ice cream on top of it.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Wish they would. Might ask them. But
While you're there, actually.
maybe for the Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day episode, they'll sponsor the episode.
You can hold it at Callan's.
That shit would be baller, dude.
Haus Callan's collab.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Dude, I would go there with our friends every year through college. That's what we would get, Galentine's Day brunch, and then we just get drunk the rest of the day. And it's just a time. Just an excuse.
No, I think of it, we might not have even gone to Callan's. We were just drunk outside of it.
They don't sell alcohol there. Like, we'd go back. Oh my God. It was just a fun time. It was a fun time. We just eat a lot and it was just good. And then like every year we just add people on. It went from like 3 people to like, not kidding, 15 people.
Wow.
And
Never invited once.
Because it's Galentine's Day. But dude, the last one was a few days before like COVID happened. So it was like our very last hurrah.
Little did we know.
Dude, I went to Tiesto that night. We had it at the Revere Hotel in like a suite on like the top floor. Like it was stupid. Okay, it was ridiculous. It was amazing, but just no one needed to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it's so much fun. I think Valentine's Day is fun. And I think like having shit with your friends like that, especially as you get older and everyone gets more busy, having at least one thing is something to look forward to. Keeps you sane.
Yeah.
Your tribe, you know?
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, if you got it, you should do it, you know?
Yeah. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, we have the thing that I was telling you about. Like, we go to like the Christmas tree after like my birthday. We go.
Happy belated again, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we go to see the lights, the Christmas tree. Saks on Fifth, like where the building is all lit up. It's nice, dude. I love Christmas just lights. I'm a proponent of like Christmas lights should be all year round. Like there shouldn't be like a limit. Like there should just be. It just makes everything nicer. All the trees look better. All the buildings look better. Everything looks.
As long as it matches and like they're all on.
I literally don't even care. I just give me the lights. Forget the electric bill.
Let's get lit.
I'm telling you, I'm such a
dude.
Love it. Inside, outside,
everywhere.
everywhere.
See the fucking video going around right now where somebody like rigged up their Christmas lights like outside in their lawn to go along with Snap Your Fingers.
No.
Oh my God, I wish I had a
You have
producer
a
here
clip?
to. Yeah, I'll put it here. I'll just describe it for the audio listeners. It's basically the front of a house. You can see the lawn, you can see the garage, and there's like 4 lit up like fake trees, kind of like poster type things, but it's like the triangle of the tree, the stump, and then there's like a mouth. And it's like singing along to the music to Snap Your Fingers. And it's like they like take turns, and the trees take turns, and then on the garage it's like the words, and it's like flashing the words. It's like, snap your fingers.
Dude, how is this allowed in the town?
I don't know.
How are the neighbors like, is it all? Like,
It looks like a nice house, dude.
really?
Oh, I hope
wonder if
it's like Lil Jon's house.
I want. I wonder if it's like, is it one song that's over and over again, or is it like different song? Like, is it just like the radio, or is it just the same song every 5 minutes, and they're just like fucking shooting their brains out, like calling the police? You can't do anything about it.
I will not snap them anymore.
I'm done. I am done.
I'm calling the police. They're not even home.
Yeah, they're like
They're at
enjoying
church.
it.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, that's very cool. I don't remember how we got Christmas lights,
Right,
traditions
yeah.
that you go to see them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really the only tradition that we have. We don't have much traditions.
Dang.
Yeah. No. Well, growing up, my mom, she would take us on Father's Day we would go into the city. I guess 'cause I didn't have a dad growing up, so she didn't want me to like feel left out, like, because everyone else had like fathers to do whatever with, to buy them ties, because that's like the thing. So we would go into the city and like go to the zoo, and then we would go to like just some touristy like restaurant and just be like a tourist for the day.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was the thing, like, growing up. Yeah, other than that, we don't really have like I said, we never we're gonna do a gingerbread house like for the first time
Fuck yeah.
this year, just to be like a nice, wholesome, like Hallmark family, you know. But like we don't know, like we've never done it before,
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, hit me up. I'll give you some ideas.
so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to beat them. We're gonna have a competition.
Dude, maybe I'll try to do that tutorial before so that you get all the steps so that you can beat them.
That's
Because dude, I fucking did it for like 27 years
yeah.
in a row.
You said you were doing like ships and stuff. Like, what is that
Fucking
even?
like, because I'm extra, obviously.
Yeah.
Every year, like I'm saying, like I wanted to have like the coolest one. I just wanted to be different. I was like, regular old house, like that's boring.
That's
you
for the
know?
poor people.
Yeah, peasants.
Yes.
I did a Coliseum one year, and
That's
this is
insane.
I mean, if I can find the pictures, I will definitely put them up right here. There's a good chance I won't, but if I do find them, I'll put them here. I did Coliseum one year. I did like a fucking Under the Sea one year. I did a pirate ship.
Yeah, what even was Under the Sea? Was it just, did you just put it in like milk?
I just like, no, you know, like like the sour strips that are like green that kind of look like seaweed.
Yeah.
I like did that with like little sea foam, like, you know, it just shit like that, like little
Dude,
like
no
fake
wonder your
shells.
family's like, dude, fuck this.
But no one else did that but me. Like, I'd bring my own like shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'd have all the standard stuff, and I'd use it, but like I'd bring my own like special stuff because I'm a fucking bougie ass extra bitch. House Haux, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we got different ass rules here, okay?
Yeah, what's it saying? Like, if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance. Like,
Yeah.
To your house, I'm gonna do a whole Coliseum boat.
Right? Exactly. So, I mean, and like everyone was fine with it. Like, okay, Ani's doing her thing again. It's like, it's all whatever, you
Yeah.
know? It'd still be done before their asses, you know?
That's so funny.
It's all about, dude, it's all about the frosting. But I'll see if I'll do a little tutorial, hopefully.
Yeah,
Keep me accountable, guys.
please do. Cause like I said, like we wanted to do it just to be like a night. Cause like I was saying earlier, like the world is so terrible. It's
Yeah,
like literally
dude.
90% of just awful human beings. When there's like 10% of people that want to just do Christmas caroling and like
Yeah.
go do the parades and the gingerbread. It's like such a nice thing. I guess because I'm just getting older. It's not like corny to me anymore. It's like, dude, it's a cool thing to have
Yeah.
like a world where it's just okay to just be nice. Like if 90% of the world was just nice and like 10% were like the murderer rapists, it's like that would be
What
amazing.
we were talking about last time, just saying happy birthday to people, like to brighten their day. Like,
Yeah.
you remembered, you know? Like,
Hey, just thinking about you for the 1
Yeah.
second while I go back to being about me. It's
right. It's like
you know?
the rest of the day's about you, dog. Like, let's just sprinkle a little bit, you
Yeah.
know? I don't know.
It's just that was like our thing. Like, okay, that's why we decided to do the gingerbread houses.
Fuck yeah.
Just to like try to be part of that little 10% of the people that just
I'm into it, dude. That's what this podcast is about.
right, just that manifesting of good energy and
Yeah.
the good auras and all.
That's going to be the things that we're going to be held accountable for. We're both going to do gingerbread houses,
yeah.
for sure. And then before you're back again, because you got to come back again because I need to know about the scripts.
Yeah, I think it'll be like in January 22nd is
yeah.
like the date of when they get announced, like
Oh,
if
yeah.
they get picked or not.
Okay. Dope, dude.
Yeah.
That is dope. And then I am learning that I need to not overcrowd my plate. So that's all I'm going to be accountable for this podcast.
Not being a little fatty. That's nice. Just do my manifesting is to do less, actually. That's what I'm going to be accountable on, doing less.
Like,
maybe even nothing.
Especially, dude, when you work from home, you have to fucking separate, you know? Because but whatever, I digress. Where can we find you? What's coming up? What can we watch out for?
Instagram, J Castle. I have all the things and the link. I have my website.
Your demo reel's coming out shortly.
Yeah,
soon.
well, I have to record. I have to buy the camera and then record it and then come here and then cry. And then you're like, okay, I'll help you edit. And then I'll have that on it. And hopefully I can do. I can't. Maybe by like March, I'll have every scene done. I want to say that.
Okay.
By March, I'll have every scene done.
Okay.
Like done and like edited.
Cool.
But I have to get the camera first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking doable, dude. I think that's doable.
March.
Everything's achievable.
It is, because everyone sucks.
Yeah.
They're not good at their job.
And also the people who are currently doing it, you're like, oh, got it. Okay? Because you know you the best.
They're not good at their job. I can't express this enough. Like, you think they're good because they're just the ones that you see, but they're not good.
No.
Everyone, the cashier at Dunkin' Donuts, the Wall Street guy, the guy that works at the bank.
Anyone gives a fuck about is, did that person like my photo?
Yeah. Did they like my photo? And the answer is no. They saw it. They definitely saw it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, everyone's not good at their job, so it's okay to not be good at your job because no one is. I think there's actually a thing that says, like, everyone is bad at their job because if they weren't, they'd be promoted. But they're not promoted because they're not good. They're as good as they need to be to just get through the day.
Yeah. So fucking be better.
Or not. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you are going to be better than those fucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, they're not good at their job, but you are.
You know what's crazy? The first, this is how pretentious, arrogant I am. The first, maybe not the first, what was it? Maybe it was first starring role that I had in an independent film. I rewrote the script. I went in there, first day rehearsal, and I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't write this. And I was literally rewriting the fucking, and I felt terrible because this is my first day of doing anything. And I came in here like a boss because I just knew.
Came in here like Tracy Morgan.
And the actors were like, they thought I've been doing this for 10 years. The director is like, I mean, yeah, if you think it should be different, then do that. And I'm literally rewriting the script and I feel terrible. I'm like, this is your script. I'm sorry. But I believed that it was going to be better. And like, again, that's just another thing. Like I can make the thing, give me the high score. I can make it better.
Yeah.
But if I have my thing, it's super hard to make it better.
Because
I don't know why, because
you have the gold plaque on your wall already. And you're like,
oh, that's super interesting. That's super interesting.
Yeah. But you could have 2 plaques.
That's super interesting. I never thought of it that way. That's why I'm like settled for this because I know it's. But if you give me something better, it's like, oh, well, I can make it better than that. Yeah. I do it to movies. I do it to I literally watch a movie and then I don't. I watch it.
But
I watch a movie in my head.
But that also, I think, contributes to like being a good innovator, right? Like you beat it and now you're gonna do it even better. Like you're gonna make it your own. Like that's the next level. Is when I think maybe what you're feeling is like that uncomfortability between like one level and the next. Like the bottom of the next level is the top of the last one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you already reach the top of that level, obviously it's going to be harder. Like all you have to do is look in the mirror and beat yourself, you know, which in theory should be fucking easy because you know how you work, you know?
It's just
all it is like I said, it's just a setting.
Yeah, I gotta reset the setting. I gotta go that Mamba mentality. Just be myself. Be myself. But I still laugh about that. I really just went in and rewrote her whole script.
That's amazing.
I did that. That happened, and we shot it, and it exists. I have it.
We're gonna go watch it after this
so
podcast. Beautiful. What else did you want to plug? Anything else?
Nah,
Anything?
that's it.
And that's it. Y'all can follow me at Ani_Moush on Instagram and Twitter. Dude, this episode about check out my website, animoushmedia.com. I got gift sets up there for the holidays. If you're listening to this podcast the day that it comes out, you have a couple more days to order to get shit before Christmas. Woo! Hell yeah. Hit us all up. I'm going to put this shit up on socials so you guys can see.
Look at that.
Until next time, host.
Host.
Peace.
Yay!
Beautiful, beautiful.